Okay, hello there the YouTube, my name is Rob and today I am here to give you just a few quick thoughts I had whilst watching Dunkirk, the latest film by Christopher Nolan. The guy who did Batman and Memento and that one with the dreams. Inception. Him. Now this is not a review, I want to make that clear. This is just a few rambling thoughts I had whilst watching the film. If you want my review of the film, it's brilliant, you should go watch it. Obviously there's a few spoilers in this video, but I will try my best to keep them brief and short, okay? Let's carry on. Now first of all, Tom Hardy is probably one of the biggest name stars in the film to have a substantial role, and yet he spends most of the film with his face covered up by his pilot's mask. Why would you get one of the biggest name actors around at the minute and have him spend 90% of the film covering his face up? Also, this is now the third time that Tom Hardy has spent a lot of a film with his face covered up. In Mad Max Fury Road he did it as Bane, and now in Dunkirk. Is this now just Tom Hardy's thing? Now I was expecting Dunkirk to be your standard World War II film. Hooray, Britain's brilliant, the war's over because of us, we're fucking amazing. Things like that. But it isn't, the film is a lot more complicated than that. In this film, the British military are shown to be uncaring, unsympathetic and just bad at their jobs. In that all of these men are stranded on Dunkirk beach with people surrounding them on every side. They don't send in more planes and more boats to help rescue them. The British military just come off as dicks. And at the end, when all the soldiers get home and everybody's cheering them and saying, "Hey, you made it back, we're all just so happy, everything's great." And one of the characters is reading from a newspaper in which Churchill does a speech saying, "This shouldn't be celebrated. This was a colossal fuck up. We shouldn't be celebrating the fact that we had to withdraw." The film is definitely more a celebration of the British people than it is of the British military. It was also really odd to me that you never really see German soldiers. Even during the dogfights, you never see inside the cockpit of the German planes. Now at first I thought this was just a way to dehumanise the Germans, so that when a plane gets shot down you can cheer and not have the ethical dilemma of, well actually that was someone who's just got killed. But actually now I think it's more complicated than that. Now I think it's, instead of making the film a simple good versus evil, British versus Germans kind of thing, it takes the Germans out of the equation. They are the bad guys, but that's not what you're meant to be focusing on. What you're meant to focus on is the British military and their struggles and how they survive in this horrible circumstance. It's definitely not a thing you see in war films very much, where the enemy exists but isn't focused on. I also think that Tom Hardy's character at the end of the film was meant to summarise the plot and the message. He's in his Spitfire, it runs out of fuel and he's just gliding along and he decides to take down one final German plane. And then he lands on the beach, the wrong side of the sea, he's on enemy lines and he gets captured. And I think it's trying to tell a message of, you know, one person can make a difference but not change the whole outcome. It's about working together and teamwork and things like that that save the day. I think the film's message is not as clear as I want it to be. And finally, good lord, why is this film a 12A? Fine, there isn't a lot of gore, things like that, but you do happen to see a lot of men get drowned, burned, shot at and bombed. I would never take a 12-year-old to see this film. It would scar them for life. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on Dunkirk. If you have any thoughts, if you have thoughts on my thoughts, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, remember to click like, and if you like my content, think about clicking subscribe wherever I put that button. And I'll see you on the next video about something else. Cheers now, I'll see you soon.